Hi guys, how you doing? I'm doing Porch rant again. How you guys doing? I want to just discuss a few things and a couple things. Um, uh, I'm really beginning to realize that there's at least a percentage of people on my channel that are beginning to get my thing. They're beginning to figure, they're beginning to, oh, that's what he's doing. Oh, he's doing him, and they're beginning to get me. And I want to apologize and after the fact of for reacting to my haters is the way I have been. That's focusing on the negative, and I'm sorry I've been doing that a lot more than I want to be. Um, I I have positive people too. So which do I choose to focus on? Which wolf do you want to grow is the one you feed, and I don't want to feed the hating group of wolves. I want to feed the wolves that are starting to get me. So I apologize to those that are getting me and that do like my channel. I apologize for kind of dismissing in a way what you guys have been doing and focusing on what the haters have been doing. I apologize first of all because of what I'm focusing on, and I also apologize because I was going with whatever the majority seemed to be, and that's not always the right move. You don't just go with what the majority are saying all the time. Even if the majority are haters, it does not mean they deserve the attention. The minority that are the people that get me deserve my attention, even if they are the minority. And not only that, that's focusing on the positive, which I need to do anyway. So I apologize. Um, um, and I'm a work in progress because I'm working on just this process of how to handle the haters. And I'm just beginning to think, well, don't focus on them. Focus on people that like me and that are getting me. So I'm going to do that. And so, again, to the people that actually like me and are getting me, I apologize. I didn't intentionally disregard your thoughts. It just worked out that way, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I'm learning as I go. So there's that. Thank you. And then once again, I want to get out the raderator. It's actually forward right this time because this is a computer filming, so it's not going to be backwards. So for once, you can actually read the word raderator. And I don't have the knob on here. I'm supposed to put that back on to make it look better, but it just came off from use. I'm not the most fragile person. I just was using the volume a lot, and it just came off of the thing. I'm sorry, but it does. And these are going to have a different look than this too. They're going to have like these kind of marble balls or something that's going to be cool looking, gems or stone. There's something that's going to be cooler about these two in the final pedal that's not true of this one. I don't understand it all, but there's that too. And yes, this is a compressor. It literally, if it's left, it's off. If it's right, it's on. And it literally just adds compression to the signal. It makes the signal sustain more without necessarily distorting the signal. It really is compression for its own sake. You can have distortion and have the note die quickly, or you can have distortion, have the note continue to ring louder. It's whatever you prefer at the time. Sometimes I don't want compression, like for maybe doing some clean lead stuff where you just want a staccato feel. I mean, a clean rhythm stuff, sorry, where you want a staccato feel. You want the notes to blurp. There's that, that's why it's a switch. It's not just one position because it's all you can do. There's times when you don't want compression, and there's times when you do. That's why there's a switch there. And for a lot of rocking lead stuff with distortion, I like the compression, but for quieter stuff and for maybe stuff with delay and cleaner tone, for rhythm stuff, chord stuff, I like not the compression. So that it's there for a reason, and that's what it is. And this is the volume. Now, here's the thing: a knob's only useful when it's used. I know it sounds like a tautology, which means something that's true but doesn't tell you anything. But the matter is adjusting things now, where if you turn it all the way to the right, it's too loud, so it forces you to back off, which makes you be able to gauge what you want to do with that knob. If the knob's always on the right all the way, it's not doing anything. Why is there a knob? And I'm doing that a lot myself now. I turn the volume way up on my amp so that I have to turn this down, and then it sounds good, but then I have a medium point I can adjust it from. It's not just all the way on all the time. That negates the use or purpose of there being a knob. So I put it on about half, and it's loud enough with it on half to be good enough. And that way, if I want to make it a little louder, I go to the right clockwise and left if I want it quieter. And I'm starting to do that with all the knobs. You don't want a knob to just always be on the right. that kind of deletes the purpose of having the knob there. So then this middle one is a treble. I do like the treble high a lot, but I keep it at like maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I have some more treble that I can do if I want more than that, but it's usually higher than more than lower. And this is the distortion. And again, I like lots of distortion, but it shouldn't be just I want it on all high all the time. In fact, this is set where if it sounds best at like about 2 or 3 o'clock, like the treble tone did. If you turn the distortion all the way up, it gets a little too noisy, and you don't want that either. You want it gets overdriven too much. So I put it at about 2 or 3 o'clock. That you get that. And this button turns it on and off. This is the bass. And the bass, I just go with the flow on that. Sometimes I like it high, sometimes I like it low, mid, and same. This is the mid range. That's the same thing. I don't have a particular favorite setting for those. It kind of depends on my mood at the time and what I'm actually playing at the time. Sometimes, if I'm playing, it just depends. It's all over the place, in other words. And it has an input. Input is always the right side, and the output is the left. So it goes from right to left. The signal. Yeah. And it has an emoji that's like a shirtless guy emoji with sunglasses. It says my name, Jimmie Rex Wiseman. Has a picture of me taking a selfie of myself with no shirt on. So I only saw that like 2 days ago. Right? It says cock. It says yeah. Get your bush out. And it's durable too. I'm not going to beat it up for its own sake, but these pedals are pretty durable. I like them. And they have the feeling that they're well made. They're like very high quality studio quality distortion pedal. Like it's compatible with a good studio. If you wouldn't go into a studio and go, well, I got to get this other pedal because this one's not good enough. This would chew the leather in an actual studio, as they say. So I like it. And Matt and I are working, trying to get together this week. There's going to be an auction for the pedals. There's like 10 available, but 2 or 3 might be already spoken for. And they're going to start at $1. So all the bidding and all the pricing is up to you, the bidders. We're not going to be presumptuous and start it any higher than $1. We'll just assume it's worth nothing and go from there. I mean, come on. And so I'm really doing, personally, I'm doing very good in my music. The thing about the faith thing, George Michael, the reason why that meant something to me to do that is the moderator has been drawing out the artist in me, not just the shredder, not just the lead guitar, what do you call it, virtuoso. It's not just I can play fast, watch this. It's also, can I make a song, and can I make it enjoyable, and can I make it entertaining, and be more and have the shred be a part of that, but not the only thing. And that's what I'm really working on. And that's why George Michael Faith, it's acoustic guitar. It's got a solo, but it's not the main point. It's got singing and rhythm, and it rocks as a song. It's not all I do, of course, but I'm happy to make progress in that area of myself, the artist side. The artist is where the future is going to. The future doesn't go to the fastest shredder in the bedroom all time necessarily. It's the fast shredder that gets out of that too and goes out and makes art in the real world. And that's the new thing I'm working on. And I'm proud of myself when I do Faith by George Michael. LOL, I didn't even listen to George Michael in the 80s. I was so into rock and roll, heavy metal, but I knew who he was. And I respected him. I knew he was healthy. I knew he was talented, and knew you'd be stupid not to want to be him, LOL. But now that I get a distance from the music, I see that it was actually great music as well. And he rocked the world. And I'm trying to do the same. And I take inspiration from guys like him that did that before me, and I respect them. So anyway, and that's my pet peeve song for right now. But I'm already on my way to another one right now as we speak. I don't linger in one area. Probably I'm looking now toward either Van Halen or Randy Rhoads or maybe even Yngwie Malmsteen kind of things coming up. As far as my dabbling in other people's stuff, and as far as my own stuff, I've got 2 new songs. One is called One is called I'm a Legend, and one is called Four, as in the number four. And I'm actually more excited about those than I am about doing covers, because that's still, you're still doing someone else's music, but my own music, that's what I want to do with the moderator. And if and when he comes this week, I'd like to belt out both those tunes if we could. If we can't, hey, we tried. But I'd like to get some tracks down for those tunes, my originals. I'm not gonna, when the moderator comes, I'm not gonna do Faith by George Michael and an acoustic guitar. We're gonna do our music. And that starts with the two songs I've written since my breakthrough, my Smart Fingers breakthrough. And those songs are Four and I'm a Legend. And I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.